All right. Let's look at number 1 and make sure we do what you were supposed to do. Most of you only did one thing. The directions say to do addition and subtraction. Okay? So it's a good thing to read directions. All right? So you were supposed to do f plus g of x and f minus g of x for number 1. And get the right page would help, wouldn't it? Okay, and then it said x equals 16. So you're supposed to add and subtract the two functions, and then you're supposed to plug 16 in and find the two answers. Okay? So f was negative 5 times the 4th root of x plus g, which was 19 times the 4th root of x. Are those like radicals? Yes. So can I add them and subtract them? Yes. Negative 5 plus 19 is 14. All right. Negative 5 minus 19 is negative 23. Oh, 24, sorry. It's that easy. That's the first part. And then, what do you do with this 16? You put it here and there. All right? And what is the square root of 16? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the square root. It's the 4th root of 16. 2, right? So, you put 16 here. You get 14 times 2. So that answers 28. And here, it's negative 24 times 2, which is negative 48. That's all you have to do. Simple.
I don't remember doing that like that in class.
That's exactly what we did in class.
No, we just added it and subtracted it. Not
And
like on our own problems, not had both of them, addition and subtraction on the same one.
no, you didn't. The examples were just either addition or subtraction. But the direction said just do both, that's all. So it's no different than one of each. We just did both in one problem. Okay? So, number 2, the answers are addition is negative 10 times the cube root of 2x, and subtraction was positive 12 times the cube root of 2x. And when you substitute negative 4 in the addition one, you get 20. And when you substitute negative 4 in for the subtraction, you get negative 24. Any questions on that one?
No.
Number 3, when you add the two, you get negative 7x cubed plus 5x squared plus x. And when you subtract the two, you get negative 7x cubed minus 13x squared plus 11x. When you plug in negative 1, you get 11 for the addition and negative 17 for the subtraction. You got all that, right, Wolf? Did you check to see if you got it right?
No, I didn't get it right though.
All right, so let's figure out what we're doing wrong. That's the main thing, right? As long as we're trying, and if we make mistakes, that's okay. Let's just make sure we correct our mistakes, right? Anybody need to see number 3? Yeah, sure. Sure. All right, so for number 3, they gave it to you, I'm gonna put it in the order we like it, all right? So I'm gonna put the negative 7x cubed first, the negative 4x squared second, and the positive 6x third. That's the F. The G is 9x squared minus 5x. All right, so that's the G. So I'm going to add like terms and subtract like terms, okay? So when I add these two, nothing changes with the negative 7x cubed. What's a negative 4 plus 9? 5. And what's 6 plus a negative 5? 1. So that's the addition one. The subtraction one, there's nothing, no other x cubed, so that stays negative 7x cubed. But now it's negative 4 minus 9. Excuse me, it's negative 13x squared. And then it's 6 minus a negative 5. What did we do yesterday when we had minus a negative? We added, right? Just like we've always done. So that becomes 11x. Okay? So then you're supposed to use negative 1, I believe it was. Yeah, for x. So we'll go negative 7, negative 1 cubed, plus 5 times negative 1 squared, plus 1 times negative 1. And this one's negative 7 times negative 1 cubed, minus 13 times negative 1, plus 11 times negative 1. So those are the two problems we have to do then. So negative 1 cubed is negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. We'll just do a different color. And this one is also the same problem there. All right. Negative 1 squared is positive 1 times 5 is positive 5. And 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. So 7 plus 5 is 12 minus 1 is 11. So that's the addition one, and you put negative 1 in. The subtraction one, negative 13 times negative 1 is positive 13. And 11 times negative 1 is negative 11. So this is 7 plus 13, 20, minus 11, 9. So there's the two answers there. Oh, you're right. I forgot that. Thank you. So that changes that to negative 13, doesn't it? So my answer changes from 9 to 7 minus 13, negative 6, minus 11, negative 17. Thanks, Connor, for catching me. All right. So again, adding and subtracting, just combining like terms, right? And then plugging in a number for the variable. Number 4, when we add those, we get negative x squared plus 4x plus 4. And when we subtract them, we get 5x squared plus 18x minus 4. When we substitute 2 in, when the addition one, you get 8. And the subtraction one, you get 52. All right? We good on that one? Understand that type? Spencer, makes sense? Sophia? You guys that weren't here? All right, let's look at number 5. This one, they asked us to do this. Multiply them and divide them. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? So for number 5, it's 2x cubed times the cube root of x. Oops, let's space those out a little bit. F was 2x cubed, G was cube root of x, so when you multiply them, that's all you got. All right? For the division, you've got F 2x cubed over the cube root of x. We're really not supposed to leave it like that, right? Now, if you want, what is the cube root as a fractional exponent or rational exponent? 1/3, right? So if you wanted, you could think about it like this when you simplify this. All right. Now, what's the rule? Where's the higher exponent? Top. So the x is going to stay in the top. What do you do with the 3 and the 1/3? Subtract them, right? So 3 minus 1/3 is 2 2/3, right? Or 3 is how many thirds? Just multiply it by 3. What's 3 times 3? 9. So what's 9/3 minus 1/3? 8/3. All right, so that's how we could simplify that one. We could also simplify it this way too. If we wanted to make that 1/3 and add, so it'd be 9/3, be 10/3, right? So if you wanted to, we could change this because that's 9/3 plus 1/3. Then we got to plug in a number. The number for number 5, plug in for x, was a negative 27. So if you want to do it the first way, that's fine. All right. You can just put that in your calculator if you want. This one you guys should know. What's the cube root of 27? 3. So what's the cube root of negative 27? Negative 3. So this is 2 times negative 27 cubed times 3, which is a pretty big number. All right. So it was 2 parenthesis negative 27 to the 3rd power times 3, right? So negative 118,098. Okay. Oh, I put the wrong. What did we say this answer was? I didn't write it right. I made another mistake. That should have been negative 3. So that changes it to positive. 118,000. What was it? 98? Is that what I said? Yeah. Okay. So I forgot to put the negative 3 there. All right. For the division, all right, if you just want to put 2, a negative 27, and just put 8/3, you can. All right. So I can go second enter to get most of that, and just change this to 8/3 here, like that. So 13,122. Okay. Questions? So again, you had to read directions and do what it said. This gave us 2 problems per problem instead of 1. Okay. Is that making sense? Those 4 types of problems. All right, the other answers. Number 6 was x to the 7/2. Oh, that's the division part. X to the 7/2 over 3. And the multiplication one was 3x to the 9/2. When you plug 4 in, the times one, multiplication was 1,536, and the division one was 128 over 3. Okay. Questions on that one? Number 6. We good? Sounds like it. Okay. Number 7 was, multiplication was 36x to the 3/2, and division was 4/9x to the 1/2. When you substitute 9 in, the multiplication was 972, and the division was 4/3. For number 8, it's 77x to the 16/3, and division was 11/7x to the 2/3. When you put negative 8 in, for multiplication, it's 5,046,272,
Definitely small.
and the division was 44/7. So getting some big numbers, but it's not that difficult. Number 9, when you multiply them, you get negative 98x to the 11/6, and the division you get negative 1/2 x to the 7/6. When you multiply and put 64 in, you get negative 200,704, and you get negative 64 for the division. All right, let's do another one for practice. All right, let's do this same multiplication and division. So here's f of x. I want you to multiply f and g and divide f and g. And f is 4x to the 5/4 power. And g is 2x to the 1/2 power. And then plug in 16 for x. All right, so multiply them, divide them, and then plug in 16, just for practice. We'll do some practice in class today, then we won't have any homework. How's that?
Homework. I think that's really bad. I wouldn't say it. But hopefully this will help. Oh. Uh-oh. I don't know where to start.
Multiply.
Just the two together?
Mhm.
4/5, 4,
Half,
half,
add the half and the 5/4, multiply the 4 and 6.
alright. 5, 8. 4, 7, 4,
4 times 2.
8.
Right.
8.
X to the what?
7, 4. Yeah. Y.
So 1/2 is 2/4.
And then
When you get that answer, it's 7.
okay. It'd be 8 parentheses 16
That's
to
for
the
the X.
4.
That's the exponent for the X.
For this.
Just multiply it. 8x to the 7/4.
That's 1 gigabyte.
That's when you multiply. Now you can put 16.
4 divided by 2, you get 2, and subtract them, and you get 5 minus 2/4, and then you get 3/4, it'd be 2 to 3.
Right, you can do 16.
2A front. Caret, if it's an exponent.
1,024 and
Divided by 4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what do you do with the exponents now? When it's division? Well, when we did multiplication, we add. Yes.
Wednesday was.
I'm gonna re-trip on the HDMI cord and rip it out.
That's your exponent.
Put the cards away.
Yeah, I can't think through it. I don't know where to start. Never.
Just right now, 35,
I got it.
Well, then,
Roblox jump scares.
I can't wait to play odd jump scares.
Jump scares.
I can't play odd jump scares.
Because, you know, like the screen of being like the or but like
You
the
don't
game
want
of
to play before it.
just scared to make sure
It's
like
We were speaking to
go play like that.
No.
I love that.
Well,
I want my
exponent
cord
is
to be that.
So you need to decide if you record and then-
Well, that's in my car.
No.
Whose is it? Yours. Mine? It's your car. Okay.
Put that, like, that one whistle thing that makes this good.
If you get like a
No,
thought
no,
there
no.
car, just change the one sound to
I believe that's right.
Yeah. It's a horn. It's not
Tesla use sound.
It's a bottle. It's not.
Right. I'm just kidding.
Tesla interface, like,
It costs so much more than it's on.
how much? Like,
All
not
right.
that much.
So,
In the ball.
you should be done by now.
Yeah, it's
So when you multiply them, what do you do with the 4 and the 2? Multiply them, right? And when you have the x to the 5/4 and x to the 1/2, what do you do with the exponents? You add them, right? Change 1/2 to 2/4. What's 5/4 plus 2/4? 7/4. When you divide, you got 4 divided by 2, right? And what do you do with the exponents? Subtract them, right? And the higher exponent's the 5/4, right? So it's in the top, so the x just stays up top, there's no denominator. Excuse me. What's 5/4 minus 2/4? 3/4. That making sense? Okay, then we're gonna put 16 in for x, and when you put it in your calculator, it looks like that, right? And over here, it's 2, 16 caret 3/4. And this one was what, 16? And this one here was 10/24. Does that make sense? Better sense? Okay? All right. Not that difficult, is it? Do we understand? Okay.
Homework.
Let's do one more. and then we'll be done. This time, let's do F plus G and F minus G, okay?
Get off your DS.
All right, so F is 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5. And G is x cubed minus 3x squared
Put the DS over.
So there's the two. Just add them and subtract them for me.
Do you like combine all the like stuff and I don't know what you're saying?
Well, you don't even have to plug, you guys don't have to plug anything in this one. Let's just practice adding and subtracting them.
What's the, what thing?
I said, what is the
This
answer?
is.
What?
You said there.
Why?
Vincent, buddy, please turn off the DS.
I have calculated.
Put the 3DS on my desk.
I want to play.
I want to play the 3DS.
Okay. Watching Netflix on the DS. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Vincent, buddy, put the calculator on my DS.
We ready?
I'm about to be,
Okay.
we'll take a couple more minutes. Everything to solve the war about the Alright, I'm ready. What? I'm ready.
Time to unleash the video.
Hey.
That's a social.
Let's not do that here.
you're not here. Yeah, not here.
Hey Cole, you should next time do lunch before school when you walk in the back and go,
Oh, time to unleash the beast.
What you did for
start making a lot of noise when they're going to the bathroom.
Dude,
Why'd you get seven?
I
heard, you could hear that through the door.
Because I
Before you
read
walk
something
in,
on it. Because I wrote something,
Yeah.
I wrote that down,
I'm gonna go to the other bathroom.
and then I,
Like, why don't you
Okay.
sit back
Yeah,
and drink
sorry.
lunch
Oh,
like
yeah.
people do it back?
All right, so
I can't,
when we add them, combine like terms. What's 3x cubed plus 1x cubed? 4x cubed. What's a negative 2x squared plus a negative 3x squared?
5x,
What's nothing x plus 4x?
just 4x,
What's 5 plus a negative 2?
3. I got it.
All right, let's do the subtraction.
Probably that one.
What's 3x cubed minus 1x cubed?
2x cubed.
What's negative 2x squared minus a negative 3x squared? X squared, right.
X squared. X
What's 0x minus 4x?
minus 4x.
What's 5 minus a negative 2? 7. And then if I gave you a number for x, you would know what to do with it, right?
Yep, you can just plug it in.
Yep. All right, good job. Monday, I'll give you your practice quiz. Tuesday, if you're here, we'll go over it. Wednesday, if you're here, we'll go over it. Thursday's a quiz. Some of you will be taking the ACT Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh.